Welcome, dear readers, to another electrifying installment of TV Day's Drama Digest, your trusted source for the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping moments from days of our lives. Today, September 16th, 2025, the residents of Salem were swept into a whirlwind of emotional turmoil, corporate conspiracies, and shocking revelations that promise to reshape relationships and ignite long-simmering feuds. If you missed today's episode, buckle up as we dive deep into the drama, unraveling every heated exchange, every whispered confession, and every looming threat. This is Days of Our Lives at its most intense, and we're here to bring you every detail with the passion and precision you deserve. A betrayal born of doubt, Sarah's heart-wrenching confession. The day began with a storm brewing in the Kiriakis' mansion, where emotions ran as raw as an open wound. Sarah Horton, her heart heavy with guilt, found herself at the center of a maelstrom of mistrust and regret. Philip Kiriakis, still bearing the scars, both physical and emotional, of a recent attack, stood firm in his defense of Xander Cook. His voice, steady yet laced with urgency, cut through the tension as he insisted to Sarah that Xander was not the assailant who left him battered. Instead, Philip revealed a startling truth. Xander had been his savior, pulling him back from the brink of death when he was choking, gasping for air in a moment of sheer panic. The revelation hit Sarah like a tidal wave. Her eyes, brimming with unshed tears, betrayed the turmoil within as she grappled with the weight of her misjudgments. Unbeknownst to Philip, Xander had been lingering just outside the room, his ears burning as he overheard Sarah's accusations. The air grew thick with tension as Xander stormed in, his presence commanding and his voice dripping with righteous indignation. He berated Sarah for exploiting their daughter Victoria's birthday party, a day meant for joy and celebration, as a stage to pin Philip's attack on him. His words were a blade, slicing through the fragile trust they had once shared. "You used our daughter's day to accuse me of something so vile," he thundered, his eyes blazing with hurt and betrayal. Sarah, her face crumpling under the weight of his words, could only muster a trembling apology. "Xander, I'm so sorry," she whispered, her voice breaking. "Can you ever forgive me?" The question hung in the air, fragile and unanswered, as the shrill ring of a phone shattered the moment. Xander's gaze lingered on Sarah, a storm of emotions swirling in his eyes, anger, pain, and perhaps a flicker of the love they once held so fiercely. But before he could respond, the call demanded his attention, leaving Sarah alone with her spiraling thoughts. Later, in the quiet solace of Maggie Horton's comforting presence, Sarah poured out her heart. Sitting in Maggie's cozy living room, the soft glow of lamplight casting shadows on her tear-streaked face, Sarah confessed the depths of her betrayal. "I was so sure Xander attacked Philip," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I used that belief to justify lying to him, to justify taking Victoria away from him." Her hands twisted in her lap, fingers knotting together as if to hold back the flood of guilt. She recounted how she had hidden Philip's infidelity, weaving a web of deceit that now threatened to ensnare her. "I didn't just betray Xander by doubting him," she said, her voice thick with self-loathing. "I betrayed him by lying about Philip's cheating, and now by accusing him of something he didn't do. I've added layer upon layer of pain." Maggie, ever the voice of wisdom and compassion, reached for Sarah's hand, her touch a lifeline in the storm. "Don't be so hard on yourself, sweetheart," she urged, her eyes warm with understanding. "You were trying to protect yourself, to protect Victoria." But Sarah shook her head, unconvinced. "I kept pushing Xander, trying to prove he was guilty instead of listening to Philip. And now I've hurt him in ways I can't undo." Her voice cracked, and a single tear traced a path down her cheek. Maggie, undeterred, offered a glimmer of hope. "You and Xander love each other," she said softly, her words a beacon in Sarah's darkness. "Where there is love, there is always hope." Sarah's lips trembled into a faint smile, but doubt lingered in her eyes. The truth, she feared, was a ticking time bomb. What would happen when the full story came to light? What if her instincts about Xander were right all along? The thought sent a shiver down her spine, a premonition of a storm yet to come. Corporate conundrums, a battle for Titan Industries. While Sarah wrestled with her personal demons, a corporate war was erupting across Salem, threatening to engulf Titan Industries and DiMera Enterprises in a battle of wits and wills. Tony DiMera, with his trademark blend of charm and menace, dropped a bombshell that reverberated through the boardrooms of both companies. Standing in the sleek, glass-walled conference room of DiMera Enterprises, he announced a hostile lawsuit against Titan Industries, his voice cool and calculated as he accused them of fraud. The room fell silent, the weight of his words settling like a dark cloud. Leo Stark, ever the curious observer, pressed for details. "On what basis, Tony?" he asked, his pen poised over his notepad. Tony's lips curled into an enigmatic smile. "Fraud," he said simply, his tone implying depths of evidence yet to be revealed. "That's all I'll share for now." The news traveled swiftly to Xander and Philip, courtesy of a frantic call from Alex Kyriakis. Alex's voice crackled with urgency as he relayed Tony's ultimatum: settle the lawsuit out of court, or brace for a legal battle that would drain Titan's coffers and tarnish its legacy. "Tony's out for blood," Alex warned, his words punctuated by the hum of city traffic in the background. "If you and Philip are smart, you'll make a deal before this spirals into a war you can't win." Xander's jaw tightened as he absorbed the news, his mind racing. He turned to Philip, who stood nearby, his expression a mix of defiance and unease. "Did you sign the papers naming you co-CEO?" Alex demanded over the phone. Xander's response was curt, his frustration palpable. "The legal team's handling the final details," he said, his tone clipped. But Alex wasn't appeased. "It's too late now, Xander. This is on you and Stephanie for not locking this down sooner." Xander's temper flared, his voice rising. "Don't pin this on Stephanie. She's not the one who committed fraud." The accusation hung in the air, a silent acknowledgement of the murky waters they were navigating. Xander dismissed Alex with a curt, "Go. Philip and I will clean up this mess." As the call ended, Xander turned to Philip, his eyes narrowing. "This can't go to court," he said, his voice low and resolute. "We'll have to make a deal with the devil himself." But first, they needed to uncover Tony's true motives. Xander dialed Tony's number, his fingers drumming impatiently on the desk. When Tony answered, his voice was smooth as silk, betraying nothing. "We'll talk tomorrow," he said. "I'll call when it suits me." The line went dead, leaving Xander and Philip in a tense silence, the specter of Tony's intentions looming large. A brother's warning, Theo's return, and DiMera intrigue. Across town, the return of Theo Carver to Salem brought a mix of joy and foreboding. Chad DiMera, his heart lifted by the sight of his younger brother, greeted Theo with a warm embrace in the DiMera mansion's opulent foyer. The brothers laughed and reminisced, the weight of years apart melting away in the glow of their reunion. But beneath the surface, darker currents swirled. Theo, his expression clouding, opened up about his painful breakup with Claire Brady, revealing the sting of her affair. Chad listened, his heart aching for his brother, but his concern deepened when Theo mentioned a mysterious proposal from Tony DiMera. "Tony called me in," Theo said, his voice tinged with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. "He's got some kind of plan, but he's keeping it close to the chest." Chad's instincts, honed by years of navigating the DiMera family's treacherous waters, went on high alert. The DiMeras were no strangers to schemes and power plays, and Tony's involvement spelled trouble. "Be careful, Theo," Chad warned, his voice low and urgent. "Tony's plans have a way of pulling people into the deep end." Theo, ever confident, brushed off the concern with a reassuring smile. "I've got this under control, Chad," he said, his tone brimming with youthful bravado. But Chad's gut told him otherwise. As he watched Theo walk away, A sense of dread settled in his chest, a premonition that his brother was stepping into a trap from which there might be no escape. The gathering storm. Salem's future hangs in the balance. As the day drew to a close, Salem stood on the precipice of chaos. Sarah's betrayal of Xander, rooted in her misguided accusations and hidden truths, threatened to unravel their love, leaving her to question whether reconciliation was even possible. The specter of Tony's lawsuit loomed over Titan Industries, a corporate guillotine poised to strike, with Xander and Philip scrambling to outmaneuver a cunning adversary. And Theo's entanglement with the DiMera family cast a shadow over his reunion with Chad, hinting at dangers yet to come. The stories of September 16, 2025, are a tapestry of heartbreak, ambition, and intrigue, each thread weaving a narrative that will keep us on the edge of our seats. Will Sarah and Xander find a path back to each other, or will the truth she fears tear them apart forever? Can Xander and Philip outwit Tony's machinations, or will Titan Industries fall to DiMera's ruthless ambition? And what if Theo, caught in the web of his family's legacy, will he emerge unscathed, or become another casualty of the DiMera dynasty? Stay tuned, dear readers, for the drama is far from over. Days of Our Lives continues to deliver the twists and turns that keep us coming back for more. Until next time, keep your eyes on Salem, where every day brings a new chapter in this saga of love, betrayal, and redemption.